Yeah, my name is Scott Uselis. I'm the data manager in the Office of Career and Technical Education here at KDE. And today I'm going to talk about some dual credit data quality issues. Okay, so why a session on dual credit? If you've come to the KSIS meetings in the past, I run this pretty much 2 or 3 times a year on dual credit data entry. So kind of going into why we do that. So although the dual credit course data standard has been around for quite some time to assist with data entry, we do still find errors in the data quite frequently. And just the reasoning why this is important. So accuracy regarding this data is extremely important as this data is used for multiple purposes. KIA uses this both for keys for dual credit scholarship and for work ready scholarship. The Council on Post-Secondary Education uses this data. The NCAA uses this for your athletes. Excuse me. This is used in public data systems as well as school report card and accountability. So a myriad of purposes this is used for, and really just trying to get the accuracy greater in a greater number of districts. So please do bear with me. As I mentioned, we do have the dual credit data standard. That is a detailed setup of all data elements for dual credit courses. This is your basis for determining the errors in your dual credit. I did include a link. Of course, we're not going to navigate to that today, but the link is there for you to navigate to that dual credit data standard. This was changed fairly significantly 2 school years ago in the 18-19 school year. Updates have been made during the past 2 years as changes have become necessary. If you were to click the link at the top, you can see all of the changes that have occurred over the past couple of school years in regard to dual credit data entry. Okay, so how do we set up a new dual credit course? What elements are involved and so on? So here's a screenshot of a section that you would have as you're setting up the new course. And of course, there's multiple data elements here, but we're just going to touch on what I think are the top 8. So if you can bear with me momentarily, we'll kind of go through what these main 8 elements look like and kind of walk through each. We do have the naming convention. So your name field, the first 9 digits of that field are very important. They should read alpha, 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 space, numeric, 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 numeric. In this case, I know it's a little bit small on your screen, but this course CIT 105, in the example here, it's at Bluegrass Community and Technical College. In this case, of course, there's not 4 alpha characters. So we would do alpha, 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 space, space, numeric, 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 space. And the reason we do this is to match the high school course data, college course data for the Council on Post-Secondary Education. Kind of navigating down the screen here in the middle left-hand portion of your screen is the difficulty level. Difficulty level, we would mark this DC dual credit. This is required for KIA for both keys and the dual credit scholarship and work ready scholarship programs. The only exceptions where you would not mark this difficulty level dual credit is if it's a mixed course, those with students taking the course for dual credit and those that are not. We'll take a look at how to deal with that situation in a bit in a following slide. And the second reason you would not populate teaching method side, your you would mark this either 11 DC district offered, that's a dual credit course taught by a teacher employed by the district, or 12 DC college offered. And in this case, in this example, you will see that 12 dual credit college offered is chosen, and that's a dual credit course taught by a teacher employed primarily by the post-secondary education, the post-secondary. Okay, moving on down is instructional setting. Okay, can you all hear me? I'm seeing that there's some issues.
Yes.
You all can hear me? Okay.
I can hear you most of the time. You just blipped out for a minute. So
Okay.
maybe, are you at the office today?
No,
Okay, so
no.
not that. All
Sorry.
right.
I'll keep pushing through.
Okay.
I apologize. Um, moving on. We do have instructional setting, which is just below your teaching method. Not going to go through all of those, but the most common you would see are O1 on-site classroom. That's when you're actually teaching the dual credit in your school building. O2 is off-site CTE, is taught in a CTE school away from the school building. O3 is off-site college. That's a course taught at a post-secondary institution. O5 is online, a course that is obviously taught online. Or O6 blended, both face-to-face and online learning. Next, we're going to look at the type of course, which is just above difficulty level that we previously looked at. For type, you would select if course is performance or virtual. In this case, since the course is offered for a semester at the post-secondary institution, you could mark performance. Next, we're going to look at the attendance checkbox. This checkbox is only marked if a certified staff member is physically present with the students to take attendance for this course daily. This checkbox will most likely not be checked when type has a value selected. So because this is a performance-based course that's taking place at offsite at the college and taught by post-secondary instructors, you would leave attendance blank because you are most likely not going to have a certified staff member at the college. Next, at the very bottom, you will see DCS school. This must be marked. This is used in the KIA data poll for both dual credit and work ready scholarships. So you would choose the appropriate post-secondary partner. Almost every partner is there. If the course is taken as a dual credit course with a post-secondary institution that's not participating in the dual credit scholarship or work ready scholarship program, you would choose the option that's all zeros. It's called non-participating post-secondary school. That's if it's an out-of-state partner or someone that is not going to be captured in that drop-down. The DCS school must be populated, even if it's a mixed course of dual credit and non-dual credit students. And then finally, at the very bottom is you'll see an element called DCS lab indicator. You will use this only if the lab generates a completely separate grade from the main course. If this is checked, then you would create a new course, or a new course for the lab would be created. For that lab, you would create a separate dual credit course. So which course code to use? I get this question very, very frequently. Hey, we have a dual credit course. I have no idea what course code to attach to it. We want to make sure we're being accurate. So what you're going to want to do here is, first of all, differentiate, excuse me, is it a general education dual credit course, or is it a CTE dual credit course, or is it neither? We'll go through the other example later on. But if it's general education dual credit course, you would use one of the 8000 course codes. So some of the examples of this, dual credit written communication, 800011, dual credit quantitative reasoning, 800021. So these are your traditional course subjects. So if it's an English dual credit course, if it's a math dual credit, a social studies dual credit, foreign language, etc. Those are most likely going to fall under the umbrella of those 8000 courses. If you ever do have a question, I'm going to have my contact information at the end. I'm more than happy to help match you with the appropriate course. On the other hand, if it's a CTE or a career and technical education dual credit course, these are courses that are more technical in nature. These use the CTE course code in an approved career pathway that most closely aligns with the dual credit course. So it doesn't have a blanket course code like the general education does. You're just going to use the most appropriate CTE course code that best matches that dual credit content. These course codes will begin with one of the following. It's either going to begin with 01, 02, 03, 06, 07, 08, 11, 17, 20, 21, 33, 46, 47, 48, 49, or 58. Long list, but all of those courses with different program areas in CTE. So a few examples: computer literacy 110, 110. Anything with a 11 is an IT course. Medical terminology is a health science course, 170, 131. Anything beginning in 17 is going to be a health science course. Okay, now, as I previously mentioned, what if you have kids in the same classroom? Some are taking it for dual credits, some are not, called a mixed dual credit course. So how to set this up? The way, the screen that I have here, the way you would navigate to that, the path would be scheduling, then courses, then sections. Then you would choose your section and you would go to the roster batch edit tab. So for mixed courses, you will need to indicate which students are taking the course for dual credit in the dual credit drop-down tab under the roster batch edit tab. And screen, some kids are chosen in that for dual credit, others are not. You just have to toggle which ones are and leave the ones that are not blank. One really important note: if you're going to create one section for mixed dual credit, you do need to manually edit the transcript for these students to indicate that they did indeed take this course as a dual credit course. Because you're creating it as a mixed dual credit, that does not automatically move to transcript. So you would need to manually edit that transcript for those kids that are taking it for dual credit. Get this question a lot too. This is a very common question. With accountability and
All right, I'm not hearing Scott now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, okay. I can hear you now.
I'm sorry. I'm
I
having
never know
all
if it's
sorts.
just me or if it's everybody.
No, it's
Pardon me
I'm
if there's
having issues with my headset.
Okay.
I sincerely apologize. I'm
No
gonna.
problem.
Okay. Trying to push through here. Okay, so again, I don't get this question as much this year, have gotten it quite a bit in the past and anticipate getting this one in the future. Is the dual credit course that I'm setting up a candidate for post-secondary readiness in the accountability system? And is it a candidate for the dual credit or work ready scholarship? So kind of dual purposes there. So we do have a chart. This is directly from the dual credit data standard, but I did want to walk through this with you all. So if a course is a career readiness dual credit course, is it a candidate for post-secondary readiness? The answer to that would be yes, as long as the course is in an approved career pathway in the official CTE program of studies of document for that year. So basically, it's a valid CTE course code in a career pathway. The answer to that is yes, and it would be a candidate toward career readiness. Is it a candidate for dual credit or work ready? Those career ready courses actually are a candidate for dual credit scholarship. Usually you think of the dual credit scholarship as more of your core courses, but they actually, you can utilize a CTE course code for dual credit scholarship, but the much more likely option is you would want to use that for the work ready scholarship, which is more specific to CTE courses. If it's an academic readiness dual credit course, is it a candidate? The answer to that is yes. You would want to use the appropriate 8000 course code like we talked about a few slides back. You'd want to make sure you're using the appropriate course code there. The way that dual for accountability on the college ready side, again, we are still utilizing what we call the bucket system. So one dual credit course from each bucket counts toward post-secondary readiness. Bucket 1 is your quantitative reasoning and natural sciences bucket, whereas bucket 2 is your written or oral communications, visual and performing arts, humanities, and social and behavioral sciences. So one counts for a kid to be post-secondary ready, college ready from those types of courses. One would have to be from bucket 1 and the other from bucket 2, if that's the only way that they're showing their post-secondary readiness. The type of scholarship that can be used for those types of courses, they can only be used for dual credit scholarship. They're not eligible for work ready scholarship because that scholarship is meant for courses that are, again, more technical in nature, your CTE courses. And then finally, we do get some odd courses that don't qualify necessarily for career or academic readiness. The best example I could think of, which is on your screen right there, we've had people ask about a dual credit swimming course, which is a little bit odd to me, but you can use that for your dual credit scholarship if you wish to do so. However, that would not count toward post-secondary readiness, either for career readiness or for academic readiness. So could use the scholarship, would not count for accountability. Okay, now we're going to go to some helpful reports related to dual credit coursework. So the first one is the dual credit scholarship report. Okay, the way you would navigate to this is KSIS state reporting, KDE reports, and dual credit scholarship. And this report facilitates the submission of the dual credit scholarship, DCS, or the work ready scholarship data to KIA. A little bit about these scholarships, which I'll touch on here in a bit. The dual credit scholarship, this report includes all 11th and 12th grade students taking any dual credit courses. Whereas work ready scholarship, the report includes all 9th to 12th grade students taking CTE dual credit courses. This is what it looks like on your screen. And just a little bit about the different reports that are on there. So the first one you're going to see is the error report. You would use this report to identify missing data elements. KIA rejects students with those missing data elements. Missing and incorrect data must be corrected in Infinite Campus. And after those corrections are made, you would run the report again. The error report should return no data. So if you get a blank sheet when you run the error report, that's good news. That means that everything has been entered correctly. Secondly, you have the validation report. You would run this report to preview what will be submitted to KIA. You would use this report to identify missing students. So if you see kids that you're expecting to see in that report that are not there, this would alert you to that. So you need to kind of cross-reference the kids you're expecting to see versus what you're seeing in the validation report. And then finally, the submission report. You would run this report to create the file that you would actually send to KIA. KIA allows uploads throughout the year. They will ignore previously submitted students. To modify existing student information that's already been submitted, you would need to contact KIA directly. This is very important. Opening the submission report using Excel prior to submitting it will corrupt data formatting. So once you have it, you would not open Excel to look at it. You need to submit that directly onto KIA. Next, we have the QA courses report.
Scott, I'm just going to jump in and remind folks if they have any questions for you to go to app.gosoapbox.com, and the access code is KDE data. Sorry.
Thank you, Dee Dee. Okay, we have the QA courses report, so the quality assurance report. You would navigate to this through KSIS state reporting, KDE reports, and QA courses. This report assists with quality assurance review of active advanced coursework students with a section scheduled. So this is what you will see on your screen when you navigate to QA courses. This report will, again, help you pinpoint common errors that are made with dual credit. So to run this report specifically for dual credit, you would choose only courses with setup concerns under select report, and then you would select dual credit under type of course. That would basically pinpoint all the quality assurance issues with specifically dual credits. Okay, next we have what's called A, advanced coursework. And to get to the A Advanced Coursework Report, you would navigate to Kentucky State Reporting, KDE Reports, and A Advanced Coursework. This report produces aggregated opportunity and access information for advanced coursework courses and supporting student level detail. This is what it looks like on your screen. You'll have the option to run the detail report or the aggregate report. You would run the detail report to find student level information regarding students enrolled in advanced coursework, including demographic information. For the aggregate report, you would run to find unduplicated aggregate student counts for those enrolled in advanced coursework. It shows the percentage of each student group participating in the advanced coursework. And then finally, the advanced courses and exams report. So to navigate to this, you would go to KY State Reporting, KDE Reports, and Advanced Courses and Exams. This report provides aggregated and detailed data for students taking advanced coursework. That's all advanced coursework, not just dual credit. So the data includes the number of students taking a course and actually completing the course. Excuse me. For AP, IB, and CAI courses, includes the number of students taking the corresponding exam and receiving a qualifying score on the exam. That doesn't necessarily apply to what we're talking about here, but it does provide you with that level of detail. Hold on. Okay, should be back. For dual credit courses, this would include the number of students with a qualifying score. Of course, there's not an exam for dual credit. So the qualifying score, quote unquote, is the qualifying grade, which is a C or above in dual credit. This is what it looks like on your end. So for the detail report, there's the detail in the aggregate, very similar to the advanced coursework. In the detail report, in regard to dual credit, this report contains similar information to the detail report in advanced coursework. But in addition, this report also provides whether the student completed the course and the grade achieved in the course if the student did complete the course. So it's going to give you, you know, a little bit more detail than advanced coursework, whether they completed it and whether they did achieve the qualifying grade in that course. The aggregate report, in regard to dual credit, this contains the unique number of students taking one or more dual credit courses, the count of students completing one or more dual credit courses, and the count of students passing one or more dual credit courses with a qualifying score that's, again, a C or above. The percentages are calculated for each category, and this includes data by demographic group, so it does break it down by demographic group. Now, we have just a few minutes left, but I did want to devote a little bit of time. This deviates a bit from my normal presentation that I give on dual credit, but I did want to give a few minutes to Senate Bill 128. So switching gears a bit, as you may be aware, Senate Bill 128 was signed into law by Governor Beshear last month. Subject to approval by the school and district, this bill makes it possible for students enrolled during the 2020-2021 year to request to use the 2021-2022 year to retake or supplement the courses they have taken. KIA is providing the following guidance on how student eligibility for the dual credit scholarship and work-ready dual credit scholarship programs will work for students that take the do-over option. I will preface this by saying this is the latest guidance from KIA that we have. This is up to date as of now, and I'm going to go ahead and read that for you just real quick, okay? So for the dual credit scholarship, I know we're running a little short on time, so I'll try to get through this quickly. The dual credit scholarship program is statutorily limited to 2 successful completed dual credit courses. So students in grades 11 or 12 for the 21-22 academic year will be able to use whatever DCS eligibility they have remaining at the end of the 2021 year. Students who have only used 1 dual credit scholarship and achieved a passing grade in the scholarship course will be eligible for their 1 remaining dual credit scholarship next year if they're still in high school and not graduated. That's the important part from the guidance we're getting from KIA. Still in high school, not graduated. Students who have used 2 dual credit scholarships and achieved passing grades in both scholarship courses have exhausted their eligibility. They will not have any dual credit scholarships available next year. Students who used DCS this year and did not successfully complete their course, failure or withdrawal, will be eligible for another scholarship next year if they're still in high school and not graduated. As a reminder, DCS cannot be used for developmental courses, remedial courses, or repeats of the same course. In regard to the Work Ready Scholarship, students in grades 9 through 12 are eligible to receive 2 Work Ready scholarships each year for dual credit coursework. That is part of a career and technical education pathway. Although the original intent of the Work Ready Scholarship Program was for students to receive 2 free courses each year of high school for a total of 8. The program's statutory language does not specify 8 courses as a limit. This means students repeating a grade level next year would be eligible for 2 Work Ready scholarships, the same as students advancing to a higher grade level. However, the same rules do apply to Work Ready as the dual credit scholarship program regarding no funding for developmental, remedial, or repeated coursework. So none of those, but if they're coming back for another year, they and have not graduated, they are eligible to take more Work Ready scholarship courses. And one final note, it should be noted, as I've kind of previously stated, that students who graduate from high school during the 2021 year are no longer considered high school students for scholarship purposes and therefore are not eligible for dual credit or Work Ready dual credit scholarships during the 21-22 year. As I stated in the beginning, this is accurate as of last week, and actually I've checked this week. This is still accurate as of right minute. I would encourage you, if you have questions, I'll do the best I can to answer those questions. But if it's specific to 128, if it's specific to the dual credit scholarship questions around Senate Bill 128, I would highly encourage you to get in touch with Becky Gilpatrick with Kia. Her contact information is there. Anything regarding the dual credit course setup, of course, I can tackle.
All right. And this is still along the lines of the students have to express interest by May 1st, and then the district has to decide if they're even going to offer a supplemental year by the 1st of June.
That's correct.
Those are the kind of the first 2 steps, and you may or may not know if your district's going to do this yet, but if they do, this is the type of guidance. We started getting calls immediately upon the passing of this legislation about, what students could do and what they could benefit from. So this is to help districts make those considerations.
And that is very important, the way Kia is, the guidance they're giving, that in their eyes, again, a graduated student that comes back next year will be ineligible. I do want to specify that is the guidance as of right now.
But a graduated senior can come back.
Correct.
They're not eligible for these scholarships.
Correct. Absolutely.
So, yeah. So there's situations where they may come back. We're not.
Correct.
Again, we don't know if this is a small number or it's going to be huge. We're just not sure at this point.
We'll see by May 1st. Yeah.
So we're up against a break. If you do have questions for Scott, you can still put those out into Go Soapbox. At this point, we do not have anything, Scott. I did want to make one clarification, not clarification, but I just want to add one thing to the reports that you highlighted.
Yes.
If any of the folks watching are going in Infinite Campus and they don't see those reports, it's because you don't have rights to those. Work with your system administrators to get yourself rights to those reports, because once you are given rights, you'll see those, as Scott pointed out. If you are a system administrator, please give access to the people that need to see that data, because otherwise it's probably all on you. Share those reports so that other folks can be looking at the quality of data as we get towards the end of the year.
That's a great point. I should put that in there, that you need to make sure you have access to those reports, obviously.
Right. And yeah, but again, the system administrators, some of these people don't participate in a lot of these sessions. So, they might be the dual credit coordinator in your district. If they don't know about this report, please make sure that you help them understand that it exists and that they have access to it. So, or any of the reports.